She thought she was clever. The HOA's self-appointed queen, a so-called Karen, decided to punish her neighbor by listing his home for sale online without his permission. But what she didn't know was that the man she was targeting wasn't just any homeowner. He was a real estate lawyer, and the trap she set for him ended up destroying her instead. Derrick Coleman was a hard-working man in his late 30s, known for his sharp suits, easy smile, and calm confidence. By day, he was one of the top real estate lawyers in the city, representing clients in multi-million-dollar property disputes. But outside of court, Derrick was just a man who loved peace. He had finally bought his dream home in Maplewood Estates, a neighborhood with tidy lawns, leafy streets, and the kind of quiet he craved after long days in the courtroom. All Derrick wanted was to live in peace, maybe enjoy barbecues on Sundays and sit on his porch at night. But peace in this neighborhood was hard to come by because of the HOA. The HOA president, Margaret Whitfield, was the kind of woman neighbors whispered about but never dared to confront. She wore pearls to every board meeting, clutched her clipboard like it was a crown, and believed she had absolute power over every home in Maplewood. People nicknamed her Karen because she was always looking for something to complain about. Trash cans left out 5 minutes too long. Fine grass an inch too high, warning. Holiday lights a day past New Year's. Another fine, and when Derrick moved in, Karen zeroed in on him. Maybe it was because he didn't kiss her ring. Maybe it was because she wasn't used to someone standing tall, unafraid of her petty rules. Whatever the reason, she saw Derrick as a threat to her control. It started small. Karen sent Derrick notices about his mailbox being the wrong shade of black. She fined him for leaving his car in the driveway overnight. She even claimed his rose bushes were against community standards. Derrick, calm and professional, responded politely every time. Actually, Margaret, the bylaws state... And every time Karen's face turned redder. The truth was, Derrick knew the HOA bylaws better than she did. After all, he had built his career studying contracts, property deeds, and the fine print most people ignored. But instead of backing down, Karen escalated. One morning, Derrick woke up to frantic calls from friends. "Derrick, why is your house on Zillow? Are you moving? I saw your place listed online." Confused, Derrick logged in. His jaw clenched. There it was, his home. Photos, address, and a fake description told listed for sale at a suspiciously low price. The listing claimed he was desperate to sell and included Karen's personal HOA email as the contact. She had crossed the line. This wasn't just harassment anymore. This was fraud. Derrick didn't storm into her office. He didn't yell or scream. He simply smiled to himself and began to work. As a real estate lawyer, he had taken down developers, banks, and corrupt brokers. Compared to that, an HOA president playing games was child's play. But Derrick wasn't going to just fight back. He was going to make an example of her. Derrick documented everything. Screenshots of the fake listing, emails linking it back to Karen, witnesses who saw her bragging at the clubhouse about teaching Derrick a lesson. Then he filed a formal complaint with the State Real Estate Commission, citing fraud, defamation, and harassment. But he didn't stop there. He also prepared a civil lawsuit, naming not only Karen but the entire HOA board for negligence. Within days, Karen's little prank had become a full-blown legal crisis. The next HOA meeting was packed. Neighbors whispered, cameras recorded, and Karen strutted in like she still ruled the room. But then Derrick stood up, calm as ever, holding a folder. "Margaret, do you deny creating a fake online listing for my home?" She scoffed. "Don't be ridiculous," Derrick smiled. "Interesting, because I have screenshots, emails, and testimony proving otherwise. And as of this morning, the State Real Estate Commission has opened an investigation into your actions." Gasps echoed through the room. Karen's face went pale. "So you can't—" "Oh, but I can," Derrick interrupted. "And when this goes to court, not only will you lose your position, you'll lose your savings too." The room erupted. Neighbors who had feared Karen now laughed, some even clapping. For once the bully was cornered. The fallout was swift. The State Commission found Karen guilty of fraudulent misrepresentation. She was fined heavily and banned from ever holding an HOA position again. The civil lawsuit ended with Karen paying Derrick a 6-figure settlement. The HOA itself had to overhaul its leadership. with new board members elected by the community. And Karen? She sold her own house quietly and left Maplewood in shame. Months later, Derrick sat on his porch sipping coffee. His neighbors stopped by often now, not to complain but to thank him. "Because of you, we finally have peace," one said, but Derrick only smiled. He hadn't sought revenge for himself. He had stood up because he believed in fairness, in truth, and in justice, and thanks to him, Maplewood Estates was finally free from Karen's reign of fear. Power built on lies always crumbles. The HOA Karen thought she could humiliate Derrick by stealing his dignity, but instead, she exposed her own corruption. What she didn't realize was that Derrick wasn't just a homeowner. He was a lawyer who knew the law better than anyone else. And in the end, the greatest revenge wasn't anger, but justice.